So in this video I'm going to talk about the cosine rule, and cosine rule is used for solving the SAS case and the SSS case. So you may remember that all the other cases were solved using the sine rule. So now let's try to see whether we can how to solve the SAS case. SAS case means you know two sides and the angle between the two sides. So for example, this is SAS. Why? Because you know two sides 6.45 and the 10.3 you know, and you know the angle between the two sides, not opposite one of the sides, but you know the angle between the two sides. To do a situation like that, sine rule is not enough. You need to know the cosine rule. So there are many ways of writing the cosine rule, but my way of writing the cosine rule is this, and you may use this method or any other method. So what is this method? Unknown side is equal to the square root of the known side 1 squared plus the known side 2 squared minus twice known side 1, known side 2, and cosine of the known angle. And there are three steps when you want to solve a triangle using SAS. First step is to find the side opposite the given angle using the law of sines. And once you find that side, you find a second angle using the law of cosines, and the third angle, once you know the two angles, I mean you can easily find the third angle by subtracting from 180. But let's look at an example which will make this very clear. So if we go back to this example, you know two sides and the angle opposite, the two sides are 10.3 and 6.41, and the angle between them is 32.4. Step 1, we find the side opposite the given angle. So the given angle is 32.4. We try to find the side opposite that. So the side opposite is B, which is the unknown side, is equal to the known sides 1 squared. So you take one of the two known sides. So let's take this for example, 6.45 squared plus known side 2 squared. So the other known side is 10.3, so that's 10.3 squared minus twice known side 1 is 6.45 times known side 2, which is what, 10.3. It doesn't matter if you switch them, right? So known side 1, so if what you can switch them, 6.45, so let's put 6.45, and then this is known side 2 is 6.3. It doesn't really matter if you switch them, but it's multiplication. So 10.3, and then cosine of the known angle. The known angle is 32.4. So and you multiply that by the cosine of that. So if you square it out using a calculator, you get this, and this minus cosine of 32.4 is 0.84443, and you simplify this using a calculator and take the square root of the whole chunk, and you will get B is to be equal to 5.96. So now we have found B. Okay, that means we know this side now. That is step 1 is done. Now step 2, now what else do we need to find? So we need to find B and alpha and gamma. Okay, so we know already B. The next thing is to find alpha or gamma. Now to see what, should we find alpha or should we find gamma? So the idea what they recommend is to find the angle opposite the shorter known side. So the known side, so the given sides are this, right? 10.3 and 6.45. This is what we calculated. The given sides are 6.45 and 10.3. So the side opposite the shorter of these two. What's the shorter of 10.3 and 6.45? The shorter one is 6.45. So the side opposite that, so the angle opposite that would be gamma. So once again, so now that we know B, we need to find gamma or alpha, but we select the one opposite the shorter side, which is opposite 6.45. So we need to find gamma. Okay, so how do you do that? You'll use the law of sine. So you need a law of sine ratio with gamma. Okay, so what's that? So then sine gamma divided by 6.45 is equal to, we know only one other ratio, which is what, sine 32.4 over B, which we just found. We found B. We know the value of B to be equal to 5.96. So sine gamma over 6.45, sine gamma over 6.45 is equal to sine 32.4 over B, which is 5.96. So sine gamma of 6.45 is equal to sine 32.4 over 5.96. So if you do that and you solve for sine gamma, you get sine gamma is 0.5799. Now, and you get 35.4 when you use a calculator to find the arcsine. Now remember, when you lost sines, you also found another angle when you have a situation like that by subtracting 180. But we don't have to do it here because we made sure that we found the angle opposite the shorter side. So that angle B, so we have found the angle opposite the shorter side. So we found gamma is opposite 6.45, the shorter side. So gamma will be a small angle. It cannot be the acute angle. The big angle. So once we come here, we got gamma equal 35.4, and gamma is the angle opposite 6.45, which is the smaller out of these two. So that has to be a small angle. The big angle is the one opposite the 10.3, the longer side. So by selecting the angle opposite the shorter side, we guaranteed it will be an acute angle. So gamma is simply what we find using a calculator, 35.4. So now that we know gamma, so the only thing that is left to find is what now? So we know gamma, we know beta, we only need to find alpha. So it's because we know gamma and 32.4, now we can easily find alpha by adding those two up, right, and subtracting from 180. So alpha is simply 180 minus beta plus gamma. 180 minus beta is 32.4, and gamma we just found, beta is given 32.4, and gamma we just found to be equal to 35.4. Left side we get 112.2. So this is exactly how we do a SAS or SAS case. In the next video I will show how to do an SAS case. That's all for now. Thanks.